Hey everybody, I'm gonna replant my plants. I'm gonna show you how to do it. So basically, need some plants, and these are my plants. This is can't pronounce it. Dracania. Anyways, it's an air purifying plant. This is a cactus. His name's Henry. I haven't named this one yet, but yeah, I'm putting this plant in that pot, and this plant in that pot. So, let's get to this sexy stuff. First, before you transplant a plant, I like to water the plant just so sometimes when the roots of the plant are dry, they tend to break when you take them out of the plant and shake all the old soil off, so it kind of moistens the roots a bit so they don't break off. So take your plant and give it some water. And there's Chucky. Hi Chucky! How's it going? Yeah? Okay. So anyways, when that's done, you just gotta take it out and make sure you hold it by the base of the plant, not by the middle or the end there. You want to hold it by the base and just pull it out lightly on its side like this and shake off all the soil. And then you're gonna put it into a pot that is a good size that already has soil in it. I'm gonna put soil in right now. So basically what I've done here is taken it out, and what I do is I wiggle the roots a bit, just because when I had it in this pot, it was a very small plant. Like the roots are they're kind of clumped together, so I wiggled them out a bit, and now they'll grow out a bit easier once you wiggle them. But just don't break any of the roots and don't hurt it. Just do it lightly so it's comfortable, and then you're gonna put soil in the other pot, and then I'll show you. And just one note, it's good to get organic soil. I couldn't this time sadly, but I'm gonna soon, and then I'm gonna transplant them again to their organic soil. But just get good soil, because basically the reason why I have to transplant the big tree thing here is because there's something wrong with the soil, and there's lots of weird bugs and flies growing in. There's flies roaming around my house. So when that happens, transplant the plant. And it's always good to give them really nice soil, you know, and do that for the plant. Then you get more of a connection and a bond with the plant, because the plant notices that you're taking care of it. So it makes them really happy. I forgot like one more thing. Okay, basically before you put the soil in the pots, make sure you have a drainage system, and that's like typically a hole in the bottom of the pot, but that's usually not enough. Especially if the plants that you're dealing with, like the Dracania one or whatever it's called, it can't sit in wet soil because bugs, like these flies, will grow. And so basically what you gotta do is you gotta take a rock or something and stick it over top of the hole, and then put mud over top of it. So that way the mud will rest over top of the rock, so there will be more water flow going through it. Otherwise, if there's just mud, the mud's going to compact into the hole, and it's not going to drain. So basically, I got these two rocks here, like this. I just broke them up, and there's some sort of crystal. I don't know what kind of crystal they are, but crystals are always fantastic to put in plants, because they love, especially earthy crystals like tiger's eye. Oh my god, they love tiger's eye. And so you just take a crystal or a rock or whatever you want, and I'm going to use the thicker one for the bigger pot. You just lay it over top like that, kind of get it good so it's, yeah, so it'll go, the water will go between the sides and everything. Just lay it over top of it. See, just like that. And then you put the soil over top. Another thing is too, when you put the soil in before the plant, make sure when you put the soil in, you push down on the soil a bit inside the pot so that there's not big air pockets, because that will cause issues for the plant and after you plant it into the pot. So just push it down lightly, but not too hard, because if you push it down too hard, then it's going to be too compact, and then the roots won't be able to grow through the mud, and the water's going to get all like stuck in the mud and everything and won't drain properly. So basically, just pack it down nicely, and then so you have to make sure you got the height good. Chucky, be quiet. So, see? you take your plant, kind of look at it. Where it ends, it's kind of perfect right here. Just gonna push in a little bit. And you put the soil in after the plant. You might get a lot of soil on the plant. And for my cactus here, I took a lot of it off just now, but there's still some soil and he's a little bit buried. But do not, and I repeat, do not shake the plant. Do not shake the mud off the plant. Because, like, let's face it, how would you like if your plant and, like, someone, like, shook mud off you? Like, come on, right? So, just basically try to blow the mud off lightly and just use your finger and just try to get it off. But my cactus here is, like all pointy and stuff, so it's a little bit hard to do that. But basically, because when you get new soil, it's a little bit moist. In a few days, when the soil dries off, it's going to be easier to take it off the plant, just to blow it off a little bit. If you have a feather or something, you find a feather outside, but it's winter right now. But in the summer, if you find a feather, and you're planting in the summer, just use the feather. Toothbrush is not a good idea. My cousin used a toothbrush on one of my plants, and my plant did not like that. Yeah. Okay, so basically, after you're done putting the soil around the plants, you're going to want to, around the base of the plant, you're going to want to push down just to firm it and ground it into the pot a bit more. And put a little bit more soil around it, just nice and loosely. And make sure it's all even. Make sure it's not like the plant is like super deep into the pot, because then the water is going to sit, like if the plant is like down in the outsides of the mud around the pot, it's a bit higher, that's not going to be good for the plant. Try to make it nice and even. If you even want to, make the plant a bit higher up and then the sides of the pot a bit lower, just so the drainage will be a little bit better. But it doesn't really matter too much. Just try to make it level. That's the main goal here. Yeah, so that's what you do, and it will look something like this. Now the reason I made Henry go into such a big pot is because he grows so fast, so much, and this is a good pot for him to grow in. I had him in this one. He used to be about that small, and he grew this big. And as you can tell, his lower part isn't that big because he grew to his surroundings, which was this little pot, and then as it grew up, he started getting wider at the top, and it's starting to make him tip over a bit. So now that I got him a really wide pot, his sides are going to start growing out more, and he'll grow a bit more balanced, not so awkward. It's really cool how plants, when they grow to their surroundings, and, you know, gotta make sure that you put them in the right pot, the right soil. It's extremely important. Alright, so I did both plants. I didn't bother filming the tree plant because that was just a freaking headache and a half. But anyways, after you're done putting them in their pots and all that good stuff, water them. Make sure you don't water them too much, because basically, like, when a plant gets repotted, when they're emotion-wise, like, they're in shock still a little bit, right? Because, like, they're getting used to a new environment. Don't overwater them, because they're going to be like, oh my god, too much all at once, you know what I'm saying? So water them a bit. If they need more water, like, later on in the day, then do that. And then after that, just water their normal water that they need. They're going to need a good amount of water when they're, like, put into a new pot, because new soil, everything has to kind of set good. But don't overwater it, else it's going to be like so moist and it's going to be gross, and it's just not going to be good for the plant. So after you've done that, basically what I do, because my beliefs about plants, like, they have emotions and everything, and it's scientifically proven now, like, all scientists can tell you that plants have emotions, and music therapy and all that stuff, and talking to them makes them grow better, makes them happy. So after a few hours after they're settled into their pots, I will do music therapy for them, And you can Google that and do research on that if you want. It's really interesting. It's amazing. I'll talk to my plants. I'll do energy work with them. I'll put some crystals in their mud for them, you know, and give them some crystal healing. And they really, really enjoy it. And they grow so fast. They grow big. They're happy. When you walk into the same room as them, you just get filled with this love and joy. And even if you're so far away from your plant, if you created a bond with your plant will know when you're in a bad mood or when you're sad or when you're happy. You can be across the world, and if you have a bond with a plant, they will know your feelings. It's pretty amazing. And yeah, so that's basically what I do. It's easy. I mean, there's lots of different ways to transplant a plant. I mean, if you're just going to do basics, or if you want to go into like grand detail, or you know, make it special, because it's you and your plant, it's your guys' bond, you know what I'm saying? So make it personal, do something special with it, you know, spend some time with your plant. There's lots of different ways to do it, but this is just the basic ways, and some people can argue some points that I've done, you know, or some people can agree with it, whatever. This is just what I do, and this is what works for the plants when I do it. So yeah, I hope you guys have fun transplanting your plants. Make sure you do it every so often so they can grow. I mean, that's what plants are. They're supposed to grow. Don't ever trap a plant into a small pot. It'll just make them so miserable, and it's absolutely horrible. It's really sad. So yeah, have fun transplanting your plants if you have any, and if you're going to do it. I hope you'll enjoy this video. Bye.